welcome back to my channel. I am in today's video talking all about my 6 tips for growing your Instagram account, or 6 tips on growing your engagement on Instagram as well. I'm always getting asked through Instagram or through YouTube any tips that I do have for growing or any tips for engagement or anything like that. I'm always getting DMs about it, so I thought I could put it all into one video. That way I could just give it to people that way and hopefully help someone out in this video and help you guys grow your accounts and grow your engagement on your Instagram. So we're just going to be going through the 6 tips that I do have that I've learned over my course on Instagram, and hopefully this can help someone out. So if you guys are ready to learn the 6 tips on how to grow your Instagram account and Instagram engagement, let's go ahead and get started. Number 1 is going to be your theme of your page, your bio, and your highlights. So Instagram now has that little reel where you can put highlighted stories. In there you can kind of put, there's different things. People have like their YouTube. On mine I have my YouTube channel, Twitter, Facebook, and things like that. Other people have like unboxings they've done, or they have, you know, pictures of their kids, or just different things that you can put on there to kind of make your page a little bit more unique and to draw people to other things. You can put a giveaway one. Whatever you have going on right now on your life or on your page, you can put in those little highlighted reels, which is really cool. Also, you want to make sure that you have a nice eye-catching bio. Put a little bit about yourself in there. Don't make it too crazy or too nuts, but that is the first thing that someone sees when they go on your page. So make sure that you just have it a nice little bio filled out. If you want to add a link to your YouTube or something like that, you can also do that. So I definitely recommend having a nice bio and also have your highlighted reels if you want to use those, which I do recommend maybe using to just kind of tie your page together, make sure that they're very cohesive. Also, of course, make sure that your Instagram page has a theme. So when I go to your page and I click on you, I want to know what your page is about. I want to know what you're doing, what I can expect to see from you in your content. So for me, my page is strictly beauty. So on my page, you're just going to see beauty tutorials and occasionally a beauty photo here and there. So when you go to my page, that's all you're going to see on my page. You're not going to see pictures of my cat, pictures of my husband. You're not going to see other photos because that's not what my account is. I would recommend that you find your theme, stick to your theme, and don't stray from that. I know it's cute to post a cute picture of your dog or your husband or your boyfriend or whatever you have going on. I know you love those pictures, but what I would recommend is to have 2 separate accounts. So I have a personal Instagram that I post those kind of things to, or things that I have just my friends on. I would recommend just making 2 if you are going to do this as a business, or if you're really wanting to grow an account. I would recommend having just 2 different ones. Make a personal one for photos like that, and then have strictly your business one that you are going to do for your Instagram tutorials or your makeup looks or whatever you're doing, photography, whatever you're doing. Just make sure that you have your page dedicated to what you are doing so that when someone clicks on your page, they know what to expect from your content. Tip number 2 is consistency. This is, I swear to you, the pretty much most important rule that I can tell you when it comes to Instagram or really any social media. Consistency is key. That is something that you have to make sure that you are doing. You have to be posting. You have to be consistent on your page in order to see growth. If you aren't posting, people aren't seeing your content, you can't grow. For me in particular, there's a lot of beauty influencers. Let's get this part straight right now. There is a ton of us. It's a very oversaturated field, but there is room to still grow. The people that are growing are the people that are putting out content. If you're not putting anything out, then I can't really expect you to see much growth because, you know, you're not drawing in new people. You're also, every day I lose people on Instagram. It's just what happens. You lose followers. But for me, you lose them, but then you gain them in your new content that you're doing. So it's kind of like you're losing some, but you're gaining some, and you want to make sure that you're gaining more than you're losing because you are going to lose people every day. That's just something that's going to happen. And also within that, I do want to say, try your best to just forget about the numbers. This isn't really one of the rules, but I just want to throw this in here. Try to forget about how many followers you're losing. I know that it's super hard and it can get really, really hard when you're kind of losing people, it can get super discouraging. I've been there. I'm there all the time, honestly. But you just have to keep pushing through, keep putting out content. I promise you, it will be rewarding. The more you post, the more you're going to see growth and the more you're going to see those followers come in, and they're going to be dependent on you to be posting. So I would recommend be posting. If you're not posting daily, then post kind of every other day, and make sure that you kind of set yourself on a schedule. If you are going to be someone that posts every other day, make sure you're posting every single other day. So when your followers know when to expect content from you. If you are going to post daily, for me, I post every single day. I try to do it at the same time every single day so that they know, hey, I can go on at this time and there'll be a new video from Molly. Like, that's what I try to do so that when they can know when to expect content from you. Same thing with YouTube or other things. You want to have a schedule set up so that people know when to come back and when to expect new videos from you or new pictures from you. So definitely stay on a schedule, be consistent, make sure you're posting. With that, I do want to really quickly say though, make sure you aren't over posting. There is a such thing as over posting. I personally would not post more than twice a day. I would stay away from posting 3 to 4 times a day. I just think it gets a bit repetitive. Also, when you're popping up in someone's feed too much, they might find that annoying and they might click that unfollow as well. So if you are gonna post more than once a day, I would recommend just posting twice. Do not post more than that. Me personally, with beauty looks as well, if that is something you are doing and that's why you're watching this video, I would recommend as well, if you have the same look, maybe spread it out throughout your page. So instead of posting 2 pictures of the same look right in a row, or a video and a picture of the same look right in a row, try to spread it out. Maybe give a few days in between, or a week in between. Try not to do it right in a row because that can also become repetitive. So if I've already seen you do this makeup look and then you post another photo of that makeup look, more than likely I'm going to be a little bit bored unless if your pictures are super, super eye-catching or you have a way different angle. Just make sure you're keeping in mind of what your viewer wants to see. So just kind of keep that in mind when you are going with your content, but make sure you are posting consistently. Sorry, that went on a bit of a tangent there, but just being consistent in your content is a huge, huge factor. Number 3 is engaging. So you need to be engaging with your comment section, engaging with your DMs, engaging in other accounts as well. So I cannot tell you guys how many DMs I get from people that say, oh my God, I can't believe you responded to me. I cannot believe you answered my question. And I just kind of step back and I'm like, yeah, like, I'm glad that I did. I'm glad that but then I think how many people don't respond to these people that they're asking questions, or they want to know more about you, or they want to know a product in particular or something like that. I'm always getting people saying that to me. And I know once you reach a certain amount, I know it is harder to, keep up with those DMs and you're getting so many of them. But maybe just take, 20 minutes out of each day or an hour out of each day, depending on how many you're getting in, and just reply to all those DMs. And I know you can't sit there and reply to every single person over and over again. And sometimes it does get a bit much when they are kind of flooding you. And that does happen to me where people will, continue to ask me a bunch of things. And I don't necessarily have all the time in the world, but I have a lot of time. So I can respond to those people. So I would say respond to your DMs, make people feel like they are a part of your Instagram family, because they are. Make sure that they feel wanted and make sure that they feel appreciated, because I know for me personally, I appreciate every single person that takes the time to comment on my pictures or DM me or send me love or even click that like button. Just make sure that you guys are responding to everyone in your comments. I know that Instagram does block you if you comment too many or you respond to too many. So even just hitting that heart button and just making sure that they know that you've seen their comment and that you appreciate it is always super, super helpful. And also that's going to make them want to kind of talk to you more and engage on your photos and videos more. If you are someone that is always responding or someone that is attainable to them. If I respond to all my DMs and they feel like they can ask me whatever they want, they're more likely to get to know me more personally and feel like they're my friend or feel like they are a part of my community, because they are. So just make sure that you are kind of accessible to your audience and make sure that you're responding. Also, make sure that you are engaging with other fellow people that do the same thing that you're doing. You want to be commenting on other people's photos and other people's videos, people on your feed, brands you want to be commenting on. Just make yourself known out there. They are more likely to comment on your photo or your video if you're always showing them love as well. Make sure you guys make friends, figure out about, you know, who you like and what content you like. Don't comment on it just to get them to comment back on yours. That's never anything you want to do. But make sure that, you know, you're being genuine in your comments and you're finding friends and you're being engaging in your comments and in your likes as well. So just make sure that you're on the app and you are showing engagement on both your page and also friends' page or fellow pages or brand pages. Make sure that you guys are just spending time on the app, commenting and liking and going through your feed and things like that. Tip number 4, this for me I think is super important on Instagram. This is just one tip and it's going to be on your Insta stories. Insta stories I feel like are super helpful. Me personally, when I go on Instagram, I go to the stories before I even look on my feed. If I see someone that I'm constantly watching their stories or watching their stories daily, I'm gonna click them if I see that they uploaded something new. I normally watch those and then I'll go down on my feed. So I think that it's super important to be posting on your stories daily. You don't want to overpost again because people can get bored, but just make sure, I would recommend posting at least 4 to 5 times a day on your Insta stories. You know, on there too, you can be a lot more personal and you can share, you know, tips and tricks, or you can share even tutorials or products that you're liking. You can show your dog, you know, your food, whatever you want to show on there. You can show a lot more personality too. You can show personality on your page and you want to make sure that you're doing that. But on your Insta stories, you can actually kind of show people more into your life and you can get them to feel more connected to you so that they are going to want to watch your videos and they are going to want to like and comment on your photos and things like that. So make sure you are posting on your Insta stories. I feel like that is super important and not a lot of people do it. Definitely recommend doing it daily. Like I said, I typically do normally, just depends on the day. Sometimes I want to be a chatterbox, I'll be on there a bunch. Other times, you know, I'm not on there as much, but I have noticed that when you're not on there, your videos, for at least for me, aren't getting as many views, and so I definitely recommend being on your Insta stories. Tip number 5 is thumbnails. So if you are doing videos on Instagram, which if you aren't doing videos, I recommend you do them because I do think that videos are a way to grow. If you're not doing videos right now, definitely recommend doing videos. I feel like that's more what people are kind of into on Instagram now. So definitely do your videos. But what we are talking about in this tip is thumbnails. Thumbnails are super important when it comes to your videos on Instagram. They're really, I keep calling them thumbnails, but I mean covers. You guys know what I mean. The cover of your video that you are doing on Instagram, you get to pick that cover. So make sure when you're picking your cover, you are being strategic in what you are picking as your cover, because that's what people are gonna see on the Explore page and also on their feed when they're looking at different videos and different photos. If it's engaging or something that looks awesome to them or something that looks really cool or different or unique, they're gonna wanna click on it. So you're gonna wanna make sure that you have a thumbnail that is very eye-catching or that is very kind of weird or different. I will say that clickbaity thumbnails are very popular on Instagram. I don't mean clickbaity necessarily, I just mean kind of crazy stuff or wild stuff is very popular on Instagram. So if that's the route you want to go, you can definitely do that. Also for me though, what I typically do, what's really popular for me personally, I feel, and for a lot of other people, is if you just hold a product really close to your camera and make that your thumbnail. Not necessarily this, but if you have, you know, a beauty blender and some foundation, dump it on, you know, that's popular thumbnail, or just different things where they can see the product that you are gonna use in the video. I feel like that is pretty popular on Instagram. That's what I do personally, so I would recommend maybe doing those. But in that, also what I do is I try to think of 2. And I haven't heard really many people mention this, but this is what I do personally. I try to think of 2 different thumbnails or 2 different covers that I can put within my videos. The reason I do that is because I may do this for my Instagram videos, but the repost page that might repost me might like stuff like, you know, stuff like this or dripping foundation or something like that. Just kind of make a face really quick or something like that where someone else can use that to repost on their page. That might be something that they want to do. So just kind of think about that when you're doing your videos. Maybe just try to make like 2 covers, I would say, to where if someone reposted it, they could use a different cover than you did. Obviously they could use anything in your video, but kind of just pause for a second and just give them that second to where you could use a second thumbnail. I feel like that that is super helpful. And then also just make sure that your content is very creative and different. Make sure that, you know, you're not doing a bunch of the same thing in a row. Don't get too repetitive. Just make sure that your content is original and that you think of good covers that will fit your page. Don't be posting just crazy stuff just to post crazy stuff. If that's not something that you're into, then don't be doing it. It's not worth it to do all these clickbaity things or things like that just to get the views, because in reality, it's going to annoy people. So if you aren't doing something in your video, I wouldn't recommend putting it in your video, you know, like putting in a clip real fast. I just wouldn't recommend doing that. If that's what you want to do to grow, go for it. But you want to make sure that you are doing stuff that is going to make your audience want to follow you and not just get those views, because you can get the views without getting the followers. So just make sure that that's something that you kind of figure out what you want to make your page and what you want your covers to be. Final tip that I have for you to grow your Instagram, number 6, is to use hashtags and to tag brands. That is the final tip that I have for you guys. I personally use all 30 hashtags on every single post that I do. Maybe not every single one, but almost every single one that I do, I am using all 30. I know that there is a lot of kind of stuff going around with the shadow banning and everything like that, with people saying less is more, don't use as many. I haven't personally experienced too much of that. I'm not sure, I guess, if that even really exists or if it's a thing or if it, I don't know. That's hard to say, but I will say that I use them every single time. I use all 30 and I really haven't had too many issues. I see it more as those are more people that you're going to reach. Those are more accounts that you're going to reach. So for me, I do beauty videos, and what I actually do is I am tagging repost pages mostly in my hashtags. I am doing some brand hashtags in the products that I'm using, but a lot of mine are repost pages that I could possibly get reposted, because those are going to get you more followers in the long haul. If you're getting reposted constantly, Instagram also sees that and they're going to generate you more on your Explore page, and you're going to be seen more. So make sure that you are using your hashtags. I recommend all 30. That's just me personally. If you aren't using 30, try 10, try 15. Just figure out what works best for you as well. There are different hashtags that work good for everyone, different times and things like that that you can try and figure out. But definitely figure out hashtags that are working well for you and what different hashtags or what pages you want to see you, and definitely use those. Also with that, be tagging the brands and the companies that you are using in your video or in your photos. Make sure that you are tagging them so they can see those and they can possibly repost you. Or also make sure that you are tagging, you can tag different accounts as well. But I wouldn't recommend necessarily doing that all the time. I feel like it can be kind of spammy to those accounts and they might get annoyed with it, honestly. When people tag me a bunch on things that aren't really to do with me, I kind of get annoyed. So don't be tagging, you know, people that you like or things like that. If you are going to tag the repost pages, I would recommend maybe not doing it all the time. I don't know personally, because I don't tend to tag them. I just use their hashtags, because I feel like for me, if you're getting a lot of stuff going in, like if you're getting a lot of comments and a lot of likes and things like that, those things kind of get lost anyways. So I would recommend just using the hashtags, but also be tagging the brand so that your followers and everything can know what products you're using, and they are easier to find that way. So that way they know what they can buy or what they don't want to buy and things like that. So you want to be using your hashtags and then also tagging. And then the last part of that is to use your location tag. Now, obviously you don't want to use the exact city that you're in unless if you are living in a big city, for kind of personal reasons, as you don't want people to figure out exactly where you live and things like that for security reasons. But also you want to be using the location so that other people can find you. I personally just use Michigan for mine, and I've noticed that I've gotten quite a few followers that have said, oh, I live in Michigan too, or they feel more connected to you when they feel like they live near you or they live in the same state. There's not a whole lot of people that do what I do in Michigan. So for me, I have a lot of people that do follow me from there, because they think it's cool that they have someone that lives near them that's doing something that maybe they want to do or something that they're doing too, they find is really cool. Also, if people are searching Michigan in there, they can find you that way too, and your videos can be seen that way. So if you are using, you can use just the state, that's what I use, or you can use like a bigger city. If you do live in like a larger city, you can always do that. I just wouldn't recommend putting your exact location because that can be a bit dangerous, but definitely put your city, your large city, or your state as that's what I do. I feel like that can help. I haven't noticed it do anything bad. It can only help you. So that would be another tip that I would put in there with the tagging and the hashtags, is the location. All right, and that is what I have for all 6 tips on helping you guys get more engagement and getting more followers on Instagram. I hope you guys found this video helpful in some way. Let me know in the comment section down below if you guys have any other questions or anything like that. I will leave my Instagram right here if you guys want to check me out and follow me on my journey on there. I always have so much fun on my Instagram page and doing tutorials and getting to chat with you guys and finding so many things, finding so many people that love something that I love is so, so rewarding, and I love my Instagram family. So if you guys want to check me out, like I said, I'll put it right here for you. Also, don't forget to give me a subscribe on here as well. I post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and then on Fridays. Let me know if you guys like this type of video. I can try to do more of them for you or more tips on other things. Let me know in the comment section. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.